Guys, it's Cherish from the Motley News, and I have an ebook that I wanted to recommend to you guys. I have tons of ebooks on my Kindle, um, but I never get around to talking about them because, I figure that you guys are more interested in the physical copies. But there are some really good ebooks that I have read in the past year, and I think one of them stands out as the one that I've been recommending to anybody who will listen. It is a short story collection called Ghost Summer Stories by Tananarive Due. Here's the cover. You can kind of see it in the glare. She has managed to come up with amazing horror, eerie, sci-fi, Afro-futuristic stories that, give you an updated look at sci-fi from the Black perspective since Octavia Butler. And when it comes to Afrofuturism and speculative fiction and sci-fi, we always go back to Octavia Butler. But it's also good to know that there are current writers who are still alive, who are out there doing really interesting things with Black characters who are the forefront of these plots, these narratives. And Tananarive Due is doing really, really cool work in that genre. Uh, this particular short story collection is divided into four parts. Um, Four parts. Gracetown, which is a small town in Florida, I think. The Knowing, Carriers, and Vanishings. What I will say is that Gracetown seems like it has an overall theme going on. Gracetown is a little weird town in the South where all of these strange happenings are occurring, and you get three stories that really tell a story, a common theme or thread with one place. You get a very interesting character, which is a location, as well as the really compelling characters that are in each story. Carriers is basically zombie apocalypse stuff. There are five stories devoted to this one theme about what happens when a terrible illness is, spreading all throughout the world, and the Black characters, or the characters of color, who are, carrying the story. And we've seen so many zombie apocalyptic thriller movies and books that highlight white characters kind of saving the day or going through trials and tribulations. And I've always wondered, how do Black people stack up in these kinds of narratives? Well, Tananarive, she answers that question, and I think she does a really good job by giving each character in the face of this destruction really nuanced and subtle characteristics that just make them average humans. Not everybody's a hero, and not everybody's a coward. We're all on a spectrum, so to speak. My favorite stories were in The Knowing, and that's like the second part of this book. One in particular is The Knowing, is an actual title of a story. The Knowing asks a really, really weird question. What if you had the ability to know? What if you had the ability to know when people around you would die? Like if you knew the actual date and time that they would die. That's your psychic ability. Well, one character's mom has that ability, and how she uses it is troubling and disturbing. And that particular story was very tough to read, but it was so good. Another story from that same section of The Knowing is called Like Daughter, and that also asks a really interesting question. What if you had the ability to right all the wrongs of your childhood by cloning yourself and raising the clone of you. That was also a very tough book story to read, but it was so gut wrenching and so powerful and eerie and haunting. She has a lot of stories that are about the tricky world of motherhood. You know, apparently there's no right way to be a mom, and she illustrates a lot of the tough pitfalls that women can go through or fall through in the attempt to raise a child. Some of her stories are very disturbing, in a good way. Some of them really, you have to sit and think about what you just read for a really long time, and I think that's the mark of a really good speculative fiction writer. She's asking us to think about some really, really tough stuff. So, like I said, please check out some short fiction by a Black author whenever you get a chance. Again, her name is Tananarive Due, and the book in question is Ghost Summer Stories. Give it a shot. I got it on ebook. You can obviously order it from Amazon in paperback or what have you. But it's still super, super good. Again, if you have any reading suggestions or any comments or any questions that you'd like to throw my way, please leave them down in the comment box. And don't forget to do the obligatory things like and subscribe or whatever. And you'll be hearing more about pop culture, feminism, politics in a Black perspective. Until next time, happy reading. Take it easy. Bye.